Now going to practice something called feed forward. Now I love feed forward. Feed forward is a very positive, upbeat way to develop ourselves and to help other people get better. In feed forward, you're going to be in two roles. Role number one is called learn as much as I can. Are there smart people in this room? Yes or no? Yes. If you had a chance to learn from these smart people, would you like to learn from these smart people? Role two is called help as much as I can. Are there nice people in this room? Yes or no? If you had a chance to help these nice people, would you like to help them? You're either learning from these smart people, which is good, or you're helping these nice people, which is also good. So therefore, thank you, sir. Therefore, it is all good. Now, what are the rules of feed forward? Rule number one is no feedback about the past. No feedback about the past. We spend too much time in our lives talking about the past. Have any of you been impressed with your wife, husband, or partner's near photographic memory of our previous sins?
Wow, it's phenomenal.
which have been documented and will be shared with us in a repetitive way. Yes.
More than 32 books.
What do you say? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Rule one is no feedback about the past. No feedback about the past. I want everyone in the room to do your hands like this, okay, especially you, and look at all the good faces in this room. Look at all these good faces. Now, when everybody look up here, take a deep breath and go like this. Ah. You see, whatever sins anyone in this room has committed, including him, whichever sins any one of us have committed in the past, we can't fix them anyway. Rule one, no feedback about the past. Rule two is harder. You can't judge or critique ideas. In this exercise, people will give you ideas. You cannot say good idea, bad idea. I already knew that. That will never work. No matter what people tell us, you're going to stand there, shut up, listen, take notes, and say thank you. Now, I'm a Buddhist. This is a Buddhist exercise. Buddha said, only do what I teach if it works for you. If it does not work for you, it's okay. Just don't do it. In the exercise, we ask for ideas. We treat the ideas like a gift. If people give us a gift, should we say, stinky gift, bad gift, I don't like your stupid gift? What should we say to the nice people who give us a gift? Thank you. If you want to use the gift, use it. If you do not wish to use the gift, put it in the closet. If you already have this gift, repackage it and give it to your mother-in-law. Who cares? Just say thank you. Now, how does the exercise work? You're going to talk to as many people as you can, and you're going to say, my name is, I want to get better at. The person's going to give you one or two very quick ideas for the future, no feedback about the past. What if the person gives you the stupidest idea in the world? What do you say back? Thank you. The other person says, my name is, I want to get better at. A couple of quick ideas, thank you. The goal of this exercise, positive, simple, focused, fast. Positive, simple, focused, fast. No more than 20 seconds each way. Do not talk too much. 20 seconds each way. Don't talk too much. Don't ask probing questions. Don't prove how smart you are. Don't prove how sensitive you are. They say, I want to get better. Here's a couple of ideas, thank you. I want to get better, a couple of ideas, thank you. Now, this is a competitive exercise. Whoever has the most conversations in this room in the next 5 to 10 minutes will win valuable prizes that cannot be purchased in any retail outlet. Yes, what is that valuable prize? What got you here won't get you there. The comic book. Yes. Your chance to win a valuable comic book. So this is a valuable prize-winning opportunity. Now, I'm going to participate as well. My own area for improvement is I like people too much. I got a perfect score on the extrovert test. Now, there's nothing wrong with liking people. The problem is, for every person I'm speaking to today, hundreds of people are reading something I've written. Someone has read something I've written over 20 million times. I cannot speak to 20 million people. It's hard for me, even though I know it's important. I'm always flying on the airplane. Sometimes I go on an 8-hour flight. Sometimes some poor man sits next to me. Occasionally, this poor gentleman makes a terrible mistake. He looks up and he goes, what do you do for a living? 8 hours later, I look over, the poor man goes, why did I ask? Great is the need of the student to learn. Far greater is the need of the teacher to teach. My biggest problem is not doing what I do. My biggest problem is stopping. All you engineers, raise your hand. Engineers, come on, engineers, raise their hands. Have you ever impressed your friends and family members with your keen logical abilities and pointed out how their arguments were illogical and made no sense? Have you done that before? Yes, you've done that many times. And were they impressed with your ways? No. Sometimes it's hard to turn it off. Sometimes it's hard to turn it off. Oh, you're learning to be a coach, is that correct? Have we ever used coaching tools to help our family members? Yes. And do they? No, good. Don't start, right? Well, sometimes it's very hard to turn it off. Now, how does this work? My name is, I want to get better at, 1 or 2 quick ideas, thank you. My name is, I want to get better at, 1 or 2 quick ideas, thank you. Your goal is to talk to as many people as humanly possible in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Positive, simple, focused, and fast. You all understand the rules? Stand up. Do not start with your partner. Players to your marks. Get set. Go, 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 go. Stop. Stay where you are. Now, shh. I am going to go like this. When I go like this, you will all shout out one word very loudly and simultaneously. This will be the first word that pops into your head. I will begin a sentence. I will leave out the last word. You will think of a word. I will go like this. Whatever that word is in your head, you will loudly shout out that word. This little exercise was
Amazing!
great, positive, useful. The first word I heard was fun. What's the last word you think to describe any feedback activity? Fun. Has anyone ever called you on the phone and said, I have feedback I'd like to share with you. Please come into my office. And you said, fun. Fun is the last word you think of. Yet I've done this with tens of thousands of people around the world. No matter what country I'm in, 95% of the people say the exercise is positive, useful, helpful, great, or even fun. The answer to this question will help you become a better coach and have a happier rest of your life. Why? You now have 20 seconds. Remain standing. Join a group with 3, 4, or 5 people. If there are 6, 2 groups of 3. Go! 3, 4, 5. Go, 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 go. 3, 4, 5. Go, go, go. 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Okay. 3, 4, 5. Shh. Stop. Ho! Stop. Shh. Raise your right hand in the air. Point your right index finger at the ceiling. Point. When I count to 3, point to your spokesperson. 1, 2, 3, point. Okay, stop. You now have 40 seconds. Come up with as many reasons as you can. Why do 95% of the people say the exercise is positive, useful, helpful, great, or even fun? Go, talk. Why? Give me a list of reasons. Okay, stop. Now, I'm going to hand you the mic. Remember, you're not just talking to me, you're talking to the whole room. I will give you the mic. Only one comment per team. Who's the spokesperson? Why do people say the exercise is positive, useful, helpful, or fun?
It was more fun for us, and the point that we got many ideas talking to different people, so I could not have done it myself.
Excellent point. We often learn from different people. A common misperception of coaching is, I must have a deep knowledge of you to help you. Wrong. How many of you learned something interesting from someone you don't even know? We don't have to know people to help people. Sometimes we learn more from people we don't know. They don't have a stereotype. They don't put us in a box. They're not thinking of the past. Sometimes we learn more. Excellent. Okay, who's the spokesperson? Sir, why?
Because we were able to talk freely to strangers.
Yes. And it's two ways, not one way. See, you come to me and say, I would like to get better at X. Please help me. I say, I can get better too. Please help me. You see how different that feels? Than one person going, you get better, you get better, you get better. I have nothing to improve. You get better. Very, very different. Okay, over here. Why?
It helps us to introspect ourselves, and we are changing ourselves. Instead of expecting others to change, we are changing ourselves.
Exactly. And you picked what you wanted to work on. Nobody made you pick anything. Successful people love getting ideas aimed at helping us achieve our goals. Well, this exercise, nobody made you pick a goal. Pick your own goal. Okay, why?
It was fun because they believed us.
They believed you.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. Let's see. Why?
And the team felt that there was no dependency on people, therefore they could listen without any preconceived notions.
No preconceived notions. Now, if I would have let you judge or critique each other's comments, you would have spent twice as much time debating the value of the comments as listening to the comments. How much do we learn proving another person is wrong? Nothing. How much do we learn proving that we are right? Nothing. What percent of all communication time is wasted on that? According to the world, 65. Cut that out, life is much, much more positive and much more productive. We don't waste time talking about what we're not can do, or we focus on what we can do. One gentleman in this exercise said, I listen better in this exercise than I almost ever listen in my life. I asked him why. He said, normally when other people speak to me, I am so busy composing my next comment in my mind to prove how smart I am not listening. I'm really just composing. The irony, this gentleman had a Nobel Prize. A man with a Nobel Prize in a management class worrying about proving how smart he was. I said, you have one Nobel Prize, you won't be winning two. It's okay. One of my favorite coaching clients is Dr. Jim Kim. I love Dr. Jim. Dr. Jim is the new president of the World Bank. He's a wonderful man. Dr. Jim has a simultaneous MD and PhD with honors in anthropology from Harvard in 5 years. Now, a normal human to get a PhD in anthropology from Harvard, 8 years. He got a PhD from Harvard in anthropology with honors in 5 years and got a medical degree at the same time. When the brains were passed out, Dr. Jim was not standing way back at the back of the line. What is one thing he's trying to improve on in life? Don't go through life constantly talking about how smart I am. How deep of a drive do you have to prove you're smart, to get a simultaneous MD and PhD from Harvard in anthropology? How deep is that? Do you think that stuff goes away when they give you those degrees? They don't have enough degrees. That stuff is very deep. It's very hard for us to get over this constant need to prove ourselves. Another misconception of coaching is I have to be better than you or superior to you to help you. Or you have to be better than me or superior to me to help me. Wrong. How many of you near the end of the exercise began to feel a need to say to someone else in this room, I have your problem too. I have your problem too. I have your problem too. How different were everyone else's problems than your problems? And what's amazing, it doesn't matter what country I'm in. I'm in Saudi Arabia, 500 guys with long white outfits. Their culture is different. This exercise, it's all the same. Even though our cultures are different in here, we're not that different in here. We don't have to be better than others to help others. Better off being a fellow human, stumbling through life without clear answers to even tiny little questions like, who am I? Where are we? And what is going on here? That's all we are anyway. We are not little gods. We're just little confused people stumbling around through life. Much better off to just be that. And did any of you near the end of the exercise begin to hear in the back of your mind a little voice, a small voice, a faint voice going, excuse me, you know all of those good ideas you keep giving to the other people? Why don't you do any of them yourself? Did any of us hear the little voice? Yeah. See, I don't have to be better than you to help you. Let's just be two fellow humans stumbling about and try to help each other. Now, the nice women I talked to about your peer coaching group, this is a great model for your peer coaching group. Don't judge each other. Don't prove you're smarter than each other. Just try to help each other. And finally, what do you say to the great people in the room that just helped you? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who won the prize. How many people did you talk to?
4.
Who talked to, somebody talked to 7. 7. 8. We have an 8. Can anybody top 8? 8? 8? Any more than 8? 10. Who's got a 10? I have a 10. Do I have any more than 10? You're a 10? 8? You're at a 10. Let's hear it for the winner. 10. Yay! And by the way, what were you trying to improve?
I don't listen. I was talking about my behavior. So a lot of people give me a lot of ideas how to listen.
How to listen better. Very good. And
Statistics here. I spoke to close to 20 people and I have about 7 things to improve in my listening.
well, let's hear it for good news, the winner. Yay! Bad news, compulsive. Yay! And sir, wait. And sir, what were you trying to get better at?
Okay, be patient, be nice, let go.
Wait a minute, what was the main one for you? Be patient?
I want to be nice.
Be nice, very good. Now you have choice. Would you rather have the book Mojo or the comic book?
Mojo, I want the comic book.
Comic book for you. Let's hear it for the winner. Very good. And finally, a big round of applause for all the good people in the room just helped you. Yay for all you good people. Okay, go back and sit by your partner. Go back and sit by your partner. Now, you're going to talk to your good partner, and now we're going to talk about execution. Oh, thank you, sir. I will sign it later. We're going to talk about execution. You're going to say to your good partner, here's what I said I wanted to get better at. Good partner, here's something I learned in that feed forward exercise. Then you're going to say, good partner, here's what I'm going to try to do to execute when I get back on the job. Then you ask your partner a question. Please give me an idea so when I leave this room, I really do it. See, the problem with everything I teach is not theory. Everything I teach works. The problem is execution. When my book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, was the #1 best-selling business book in the entire United States, the #1 best-selling diet book in the entire United States, sold 10 times as many copies. Americans get fatter and fatter and fatter while buying more and more diet books. If buying diet books would make you thin, Americans would be the thinnest people in the history of the world. No one loses weight because you buy a diet book. You actually have to go on a diet. I made a terrible mistake with that book. The title. I like the title. What got you here won't get you there. If I had to write it over, I would have changed the title. I should have named the book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, Diet. Then I would have really sold a lot of copies. So talk to your partner. Here's what I said I wanted to change. Here's what I learned. Here's what I want to do about it. Give me ideas to help me execute. Go, go, go. Talk to your partner. Talk, 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 talk. Okay, stop and say thank you to your partner. Thank you. Thank you, partner. Thank you, good partner. Thank you. Now, how do we use this stuff to develop ourselves as leaders and help others get better? First, get in the habit of doing something we don't do enough, asking a question. What is that question? How can I be a better? How can I be a better? We don't ask this question enough. Now, we're going to practice something called a participant response exercise. Everyone look up here. Uh-oh, I think I see the back of his head again. Another 50 rupees for you. 50 more rupees. Got more money. Come on, cough it up. More. I saw the back of your head. More money, 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 money. Let's hear it for a good sport. Very good, very good. Now, we're going to practice something called a participant response exercise. I'm going to ask you questions. If the answer is no or you do not know, remain silent. If you say no, you will lose 50 rupees. The answer is yes, you say yes. The answer is no, you remain silent. In your company, is customer satisfaction important?
Yes.
Should we ask the customers for input?
Yes.
Should we listen to our good customers? Yes. Should we learn from these good customers? Yes. Should we get better based on what we learn? Yes. Do you have a husband, wife, or partner at home? Yes. Have you spent a lot of time at home asking your partner, what can I do to be a better partner in this relationship? Yes. I noticed a certain dip in the level of enthusiasm. I noticed a drop-off. Who has a partner at home and you have not been asking this question? Come on, raise your hands. Let's have the truth. Okay, get these hands up. You have a partner and you have not been asking this question. Is that correct? Stand up. Very bad. What is your name, sir?
Sheriff.
You have a partner at home.
Yes.
You have not been asking this question.
No.
You said you should ask it to the customers, though. Is that correct?
Yes.
Who's more important, those customers that don't even know your name, or that fine partner that loves you? Who's more important?
Obviously the partner.
Who's more important?
The partner.
You have not been asking your partner.
No.
Very bad. You're going to go home tonight
Yes.
and talk to your partner.
Definitely.
You're going to ask your partner a question.
Sure.
What can I do to be a better partner in this relationship? Then your partner will ask you a question. Who have you been sleeping with? Now, you see, we do not ask this question, how can I be a better at work? My good friend Jim Kouzes did a leadership profile study. 70,000 people evaluated their bosses. What item came in dead last when people evaluate the boss? Ask for input about how he or she can improve. We do not ask this question at work, and you know what, at home? We ask the question even less. Talk to your partner, 20 seconds. Give me a list of reasons. Why do we not ask this question, how can I be a better at work? And even more important, why do we not ask this question home? Go, talk to your partner. Why don't we ask? Go, go, go. So why don't we ask? Why don't we ask?
Probably we don't get paid for the question.
This is good. We're going to start with her. I like this. Okay, stop. Stop, stop. Oh, we've got a good one to begin with up here. Shh. I think she has, where's the mic? I got a microphone. We need this microphone. I want you to repeat this to the group. Why are we not asking this question at home? Tell the group what you said.
Because the group, this group believes we don't get paid for that question.
We don't get paid to ask the question at home. Now, was that a nice answer? Not so good. That was a naughty answer, wasn't it? We don't put in 50 rupees for that. Yeah, that's a terrible answer. Over here. Wait a minute. Give it to her. Thank you. What? Oh, she said, do you ask this question how you can be better?
No.
No. This fellow over here, right?
Yeah.
Yet you're constantly correcting him.
Yeah.
You don't ask him how you can do better.
No.
I'm proud of this woman. She not only has standards, she has double standards. Okay, sir, why don't we ask this question?
No, I thought that I can...
Wait a minute, did you say no? The first time? No, another 50 rupees. 50, I put in more, 50 rupees. Why don't we ask this question?
We take it for granted.
We often take for granted the most the people we should take for granted the least. Nobody has given me the real reason we don't ask this question. What is the deep reason we do not ask the question? We're afraid of the answer. You're right. We don't ask the question because we're afraid of the answer. Let me give you a personal example. I'm over 60. At my age, one question I'd be asking every year to the doctor is called a physical exam. How can I get better? I managed to avoid a physical exam for 7 years. How did I successfully avoid a physical exam for 7 years? What I tell myself, I'll get the exam after I go on my healthy foods diet. I'm going to get the exam after I begin my exercise program. How many people in this room, please raise your hands, have ever avoided a physical exam and told ourselves the same things? Come on, look at all these hands. Look at that face. Did we trick the doctor with this strategy? I was teaching at the University of Michigan. This man raised his hand. I said, "Sir, did you trick the doctor?" He looked at me and he goes, "I am the doctor." Yeah. We don't ask the question because we're afraid of the answer. You're going to get in the habit of asking not only at work, at home. You're going to ask your partner, "How can I be a better partner?" Now, your partner may say, "You know, dear, in your case, there's no room for improvement." That's possible. Would any of us want to bet on that? Nah, not so much. Now we're going to have a contest, another prize. This contest is called the Youngest Kid Contest. Does anyone in the room have a child that is under 18 years old? Oh, this is wonderful. You're going to learn something very good now. How old is your youngest child?
9 months.
9 months. Any younger than 9 months? Let's hear it for the champion. Book for you, 9 months. What is your little, you can sit up. What's your little child's name?
Samita.
A little girl?
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. One is 5 years and the second one is 9 months.
Are you listening closely?
I said youngest daughter is.
I know. I said, are you listening closely?
Not really.
You should try. No. You are listening. Because years from today, you're going to look back on this moment and you're going to say, "Thank you, Marshall." In fact, 2 little children who are not in this room are going to be saying thank you. Who am I talking about? Your 2 little children. So listen closely. Do any of us have adult or grown-up children? Please raise our hands. Too late for you. What does this have to do with children? This is something I started doing when my daughter Kelly was 11 and my son Brian was 9. I'm very happy I did. I wish I'd done it sooner. I wish I'd been in a room like this and someone taught me this when they were small. When my daughter Kelly was 11 and my son Brian was 9, I began asking my children a question. A question we as parents do not ask enough. What can I do to be a better parent? If it's worthwhile to say, what can I do to be a better boss or team member, what's more important? What can I do to be a better parent? Problem with asking the question is, guess what? You get the answer. My daughter Kelly was 11. She said, "Daddy, you travel a lot." That is not what bothers me. What bothers me is the way you act when you come home. You talk on the phone, you watch the sports. You do not spend much time with me. And she said, one time it was Saturday, and I wanted to go to a party at my friend's house, and Mommy didn't let me go to that party. I had to stay home and spend time with you. You'd been gone for 2 weeks. Then you spent no time with me. That was not right. What could I say? Thank you. I said, Daddy is going to do better. I'm very proud of this. I said, I'm going to keep track of how many days I can spend 4 hours with my family. 1991, 92 days. 1992, 110. 1993, 131. 1994, 135. I made more money the year I spent 135 days, 4 hours with my family, than the year I spent 20 days. What did I learn? The San Diego Chargers, American football team, don't care about me. It took me a while to figure that out, right? Now it is January 1, 1995. Both children are now teenagers. I have my charts. I said, kids, look, 135 days, 4 hours with Daddy. What goal this year? How about 150 days? They both go, no, Daddy, you have overachieved. My son said, 50 is a much better target. They both voted for a massive cutback of Daddy. I learned a good lesson. When they're little, it is good to do this. Why? They need us. When they get older, it becomes important for a different reason. What is it? We need them. How many of us do have adult or grown-up children? How fast did those years pass? How fast?
Too fast.
Too fast. How fast? What advice do you have for these people that have small children?
Spend as much time with them as you can.
Spend as much time. Same thing. Spend as much time. And that time doesn't come back.
No.
Very good to do at work, even better to do at home. Now, as teaching, yes, sir.
An incident to share, like when my daughter was 7 months old.
Yes.
And she used to get bouts of cold.
Yes.
And she used to cling to my wife.
Yes.
And the big complaint to the pediatrician was she's clinging to me.
Yeah.
This man looks at both of us, and his stare was very infinite, actually. And then he says, look, be happy that she's clinging to you.
Yeah.
This is the last time she will do it.
It's
Probably
very good.
that scared the whatever out of me.
Yep.
And after that, I never let go of her actually. Like, I mean, like to even the point that she says, now I want to go and play.
Yeah.
So for me, like when you are saying things that taking feedback from
Yeah.
children, I'm actually able to relate to that.
Good.
I mean, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very good. Now, I was teaching this class at a company called the Kaiser Permanente Company, a very large hospital company in Southern California. 1,000 people were in the room. A woman raises her hand named Trudy Triner, and she said, I've been to your class twice. I've read everything you've ever written. There is always something you have left out. She said, please ask people to do this with their parents. Please ask people to do this with their parents. She said, I went to your class, and I went home, and my daughter was 17. And I asked my daughter, how can I be a better mother? And she said, we had such a nice talk. Then she said, my daughter asked me, how can I be a better daughter? And she said, well, that was so nice. She thought, I should call my own mother. Then she said, I called my mother, and I asked my mother, how can I be a better daughter? Then she said, my mother said, Daddy is dead. I live alone in the country. Every day I take a long walk up the road to go to the mailbox. Almost every day there's nothing in the mailbox. Every day that makes me lonely. She said, as your mother, it would mean so much to me if you would just send me a little picture or card or something. So when I would walk to my mailbox, I would find something in my mailbox. She started sending her mother little pictures and cards every day. What did that cost her? Nothing. What did that mean to her mother? Everything. She sent me an email about a year ago. The email said, my mother just died. The last thing her mother told her was, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. If your parents are alive, this is very good to do for 3 reasons. Number 1, it is good for them. Even if they say you have nothing to improve, they will be proud that you cared enough to ask. Number 2, it is good for you. What is the number 1 regret children have when mommy and daddy die? Why didn't I thank them for the nice things they did for me? Why was I so judgmental and critical of them all the time? And number 3, it's good for your little children. Why is this good for your little children? You know those old people that you're calling up on the telephone? Guess what? You're going to be those old people. Do you want your little children calling you up on the telephone? Your little child is not going to listen to what you say. Your little child is going to watch what you do. Our values are not what we say. Our values are what we do. Talk to your partner, 20 seconds. Answer this question. Who do you need to ask the question, how can I be a better to? Go, talk to your partner. Who do you need to ask this question to? Okay, stop. Now, whoever that is for you, do that. No one can tell you who that is for you but you. That can only come from one place, in here. Whoever that is for you, you just do that. After we ask, we set up an expectation. What do these people think we should do next? Listen. And the first thing we want to do is the last thing we should do. What is that? Ask for input, then express my opinion. If I ask you for input and immediately express my opinion, what does that sound like? Defensiveness, denial, rationalization, making excuses. I've seen feedback at the office from thousands of people evaluating their bosses. How often have I ever seen feedback that sounds like this? We think you're a great leader because we love the quality of your excuses. Or how about this one? I thought you were screwing up, but when you made those excuses, turned it around for me. Well, I have never read that before. Fight the ridiculous urge to make excuses and listen. Think. Who is the greatest leader I've ever met in my life? The greatest leader I've ever met in my life is a woman named Frances Hesselbein. Frances Hesselbein retired after 14 years as National Executive Director of the Girl Scouts in the United States. Peter Drucker, Frances Hesselbein, the Girl Scouts of the United States. Peter Drucker said Frances Hesselbein was the greatest leader that he ever met. Alan Mulally, CEO Ford, said Frances Hesselbein is the greatest leader I ever met. General Shinseki, head of the Army, said Frances Hesselbein is the greatest leader I ever met. Frances Hesselbein, 20 honorary PhDs, editor of an academic journal, winner of the Presidential Medal of Freedom in the United States, the highest award you can give a United States civilian. I got to go to the White House and watch President Clinton give her this esteemed award. Frances Hesselbein is pretty, she lifts weights, she travels all the time. She's 98 years old, and she never graduated from college. One person looked at one of our books when she was 88. He looked at her picture, and he looked at my picture. You know what he said? If she is 88, you must be 112. She does one thing before she speaks that almost none of us do. What is it? Think. What do most of us do when we get feedback? What do most of us do when we get angry? What does she do? Stop and think not only what am I going to say, how am I going to say it? Now, years ago, I was in a monastery with a Vietnamese Buddhist monk, Thich Nhat Hanh. We were encouraged to meditate on a variety of topics. One day, the topic was anger. He said, think to a time in your life when you became angry and lost control of your behavior. We will analyze who was responsible for what happened. Now, I came up with a case study involving my daughter, Kelly. Very proud of my daughter, that one of the 5 professors of the year at the Kellogg School of Management this year, 33 years old. You know, Daddy's very proud. When she was 14, she did something Daddy was not so happy with. Yes, my daughter at age 14 was a pioneer, ahead even of Britney Spears, in the world of navel rings. Yes, she was the first girl in her school to acquire a large and brightly colored navel ring. And there is no use having a navel ring if no one can see the navel ring. So she got a sleazy outfit to highlight her navel ring. This was a designer sleazy outfit, which cost Daddy lots and lots of money. Fortunately, the obscene tattoos turned out to be temporary tattoos. But Daddy comes home and sees tattoos, navel ring, and sleazy outfit. I reacted with something less than wild enthusiasm. Yelling, screaming, ranting, raving. In my little monastery, I meditated upon this event, and I thought, what was I thinking of? First thought, her walking down the street and someone saying, what a cheap-looking kid. I wonder who her father is. Second thought, even worse, my own friends. I'm amazed Marshall lets his daughter look this way. Who was I concerned about here, her or me? Where was the deeper issue, her navel ring or my ego? If I had to do it over, I still could have said, get rid of the navel ring. I didn't have to yell and scream and act like an idiot. It's very difficult when we get angry to realize one thing. When I lose control, where's the problem? The second we lose control, the problem is no longer out there. Where's the problem? My friend Frances Hesselbein has a great quote. Why should I be entrusted to control anything else if I cannot even control myself? Why should I be entrusted to control anything else if I cannot even control myself? Now, I'm going to give you 2 examples of asking for input, a negative and a positive. First, the negative. Yes? Go ahead.
I want to share a story that I read yesterday on this angry part. The story goes like this. A saint asked his students why people yell when they are angry, and people give all kinds of answers. And finally the saint says, have you ever seen 2 people who are in love? Do you know how they speak? And the answer goes, yes, when 2 people are in love, they speak hush, 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 right? Because their hearts are closer. When you are angry, your hearts are too far apart and you can't hear others, so you necessarily yell at them. So essentially I agree that when you are angry, don't speak.
Very good point. Excellent example. Don't speak. Now, I'm going to give you a negative example about asking for input and a positive. First, the negative. There's a great book called The Checklist Manifesto, written by Dr. Atul Gawande, an Indian guy, who's a professor at Harvard Medical School. Have any of you read this book, The Checklist Manifesto? Oh, good. 3 of you have read this book. Would you agree? Wonderful book. You've read the book? You've read the book. And would you say Dr. Gawande is a very inspirational man? Now, I met Dr. Gawande. We've gone over all my class with him. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. In the book, The Checklist Manifesto, and you 3 can tell me if this is about right, Dr. Gawande has very compelling research. If you go in for an operation and the nurse asks the doctor a series of very simple questions from a checklist before the operation, the odds on unneeded infection plummet, and the death rate because of unnecessary infection is cut by about 2/3. Is that about right? The huge majority of hospitals around the world do not allow the nurse to ask the doctor these questions. Why? The ego of the doctor. What is the first question? Did you wash your hands? Did you wash your hands? Now, this one hit a little close to me recently. Last year, I was ranked number 7 greatest business thinker in the world and number 1 leadership thinker. 2 years ago, the number 1 ranked business thinker in the world was my good friend C.K. Prahalad. 4 years ago, the number 1 thinker was my friend C.K. Prahalad. I had dinner with C.K. Prahalad 3 weeks before he died. Had dinner with he and his wife. How did he die? Picks up a minor health problem, goes to the hospital, unneeded infection, dead in 2 weeks. How important is ego? How important is our pride? Send his wife a note, tell her about ego. Or his kids, tell them about pride, how important that is. Every day we make ego and pride far too important. Now that's the negative example. The positive example. Every year I train the admirals in the fine United States Navy. I do not charge them any money because their billing bureaucracy is such an incredible pain in the butt. I say, we will both make more money if you pay me nothing. So I said, don't give me money. I really don't want to fill out that many forms. They don't give me money, but they give me treats. 2 years ago, my treat, day in a nuclear submarine. Me and 8 other old men got to stand at the top of the submarine, going out into the ocean, diving under the waters for 8 hours, pretending to torpedo things. We had a great time. Last year, my treat was even better. Where did I get to go last year? Yes, I went to the danger zone. Have any of you seen the movie Top Gun? I got to fly 95 minutes on a United States Navy Top Gun fighter jet. 6 Gs, I got to wear a G suit, oxygen, flying upside down. I got to fly the plane myself for about 10 minutes, and I'm very proud to say I did not throw up. Which, by the way, is not a small point, right? That is brutal up there. Before we take off, I noticed this kid is asking my host, Admiral Mark Guadagnini, the man in charge of naval aviation training, a series of questions from a checklist. These weren't tricky questions. You know what the first question was? How much fuel do you have? I said, sir, this is puzzling. The nurse does not want the doctor does not want the nurse to ask the questions because their ego's too big. I said, no offense, sir. Nobody in the world has a bigger ego than a United States Navy Top Gun fighter jet pilot who becomes an admiral. You could have the biggest ego in the world. Yet you don't care this kid asked you the question. I said, sir, what's the difference? His answer was sad but true. He said, Marshall, there is a huge difference. If the operation crashes, you die. If the plane crashes, I die. He said, you put a gun to the doctor's head, said, sir, if that patient dies of an unneeded infection, we're blowing your brains out. They'd be asking those questions twice. Well, again, how important is ego and how important is pride? Not that much. Now, the next thing is thank people. Now, I'm going to make a donation to the fine charity. And by the way, is this a good charity? A good charity? Good charity. I'm going to make a $20 donation to the good charity. No, wait a minute. I got so many. $100 donation to the good charity. Good charity, very nice. Because I'm about to make a bad comment about the group. Are you ready? I'm going to make a bad comment about the group. You all didn't do a good job in that last yes exercise. Remember that yes thing? And we did that thing about the partner at home, and you all didn't do good at that, did you? All pretty bad, pretty paltry results. Would you admit those were pretty bad results? I'm going to give you all another chance. We're going to do another one of those yes exercises, and I've already put in my 100. I'm predicting equally pathetic results on round 2. I'm going to give you a chance, though. Now, I'm going to go like this. If that answer is yes, you say yes in a very loud, assertive voice. That answer is no, you remain silent. In your company, are your coworkers important? Yes. Should we ask our coworkers for input? Yes. Should we listen to our good coworkers? Yes. Should we learn from these good coworkers? Yes. Should we encourage them to tell the honest truth? Yes. And would punishing the messenger, punishing those people who are trying to help us, punishing those that tell us the truth, wouldn't that be a bad thing? Yes. A terrible thing? Yes. An awful thing? Yes. And yes, I may be in a room surrounded by hypocrites. Yes. I'm now going to give you an example of punishing the messenger. An example where you were in the opportunity to listen to that input, and maybe you punished the messenger. And we're going to see how you all did. Are you ready? Here is the case study. You have a hard day at work, a hard day. You go home. You get in the car to go to the store. Your husband, wife, friend, or partner is sitting next to you. You're driving to the store. Lots of traffic. Cars are honking their horns. Someone cuts in front of you. You drive a little further. That person in the front seat goes, "Look out, there's a red light up ahead." Did you say, "Thank you"? Or perhaps something that sounded a little more like, "What do you mean there's a red light ahead? Don't you think I can see? I know how to drive the car. Why don't you be quiet and let me drive?" Everyone look up here. How many of us have ever chosen plan B before and yelled at our partner, "Come on, get these hands up"? How many of us have done this? I am incredibly confused. I'm confused. Didn't you just tell me punishing the messenger was bad? You said that. You said that. What was the cost of that fine person saying, "Hey, there's a red light ahead"? What did that cost anyone? Nothing. What could that have saved? Your life, their life, and the lives of other innocent people. If someone gives us something that has a fantastic potential benefit and costs nothing, what should we say to this fine person? Thank you. Look up here. The next time you're driving and that person corrects your driving, you're going to go just like this. Thank you! Talk to your partner 20 seconds. Give me a list of reasons. Why do we scream at this person in the front seat instead of just saying thank you? Go, talk to your partner. Why are we yelling? Go, 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 go. Talk, talk, talk. Talk. Good question. I have a good answer. Okay, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Why are we yelling at this poor person? Why are we yelling?
It's our ego.
Yeah. Why are we yelling?
Well, I think I would be reacting to the tone.
Oh, okay. Let her talk into the mic. Why are you yelling? Tell us some more. Go ahead.
Okay, Rani, here.
Go ahead.
I think I would be reacting more to the tone.
The tone.
Rather than the content.
The tone. The other person had a bad tone. Is that correct?
No, it's something that shocks me. I've already given her my purse. I can say whatever I want.
So you're reacting to the tone.
Yes.
And the other person, what else did you want to say about the tone?
It shocked me.
Oh, she was shocked. Right? She couldn't help herself.
No.
No. Is she out of money?
She's got it. And there are a couple of debit cards in it as well.
Yeah, you reacted to the tone.
That's right.
It was a bad tone, and she was shocked. It was an uncontrollable physiological response, and you
to external stimuli.
To external stimuli, and you couldn't help it.
Probably.
You were a victim. Thank you, Marshall. Okay, why are we yelling?
In my perspective, I don't want anybody to.
You what?
In my perspective, I don't want anybody to say what I'm doing is wrong.
What?
The way I'm driving, I don't want anybody to say that what I'm doing is wrong. I don't like it.
Why don't you like it? I thought you said people should encourage honest input.
No.
Did you mean that?
No, when I'm driving.
No, what?
I don't
want talking to the mic.
I don't want somebody to correct me that what I'm doing is wrong.
You don't want her to correct you.
Yes.
Why don't you want her to correct you? I thought you said it was good for people to tell the truth. You said that, didn't you? Were you just teasing?
Open my mouth at that.
Others said that, not me. I never liked him to tell the truth in the first place. Yeah. Why do you yell at this person?
Sometimes we're venting anger on something else that happened. If it's
Oh,
a
I
tough
see.
day,
Oh, this is very good. I was angry at someone else, so I choose to punish this unfortunate person that decided to marry me. Is that about it? Thank you, Marshall. Anybody else? Right? Why are we yelling at this person? Ego and pride. Too much ego and too much pride. And do we pay a price later for that prideful and egotistical outburst? Yes or no? Yes. Is it a happy price or a sad price?
Happy for her, sad for me.
Sad price. You pay a sad price. Why are we yelling? Just saying too much ego and too much pride. It's not worth it. Next time that person corrects your driving, just say thank you. Just say thank you. I have one funny story. I was just teaching this class. A gentleman said, I hate to admit it, here's what happened. I'm always yelling at my wife if she corrects my driving. He said, last week, I ran a red light, plowed into a car. My wife was sitting next to me. I looked at her and said, why didn't you say anything?